Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers IAS classes. Let's begin our discussion on the current events of 26th November 2018. The first issue in news is an editorial regarding one of the major health issues, that is, controlling the spread of malaria. India has suffered a major burden of the disease for the past several decades with high levels of morbidity and death, but the recent World Malaria Report of the World Health Organization highlights that India's record at bringing down the incidence of malaria offers great promise in the quest to cut down the number of new cases and deaths and thereby end the epidemic by 2030. In this regard, the most notable efforts are from the state of Odisha, which has made investments in recruiting social health workers, distribution of insecticide treated bed nets, along with strategies to encourage health seeking behavior. The report highlights these efforts, which have led to the sharp drop in the number of new cases of malaria in the state, thereby highlighting the political and administrative commitment. This observation should not lead to any complacency or reduction in the funds allocated to combating the disease, but instead, these strategies have to be replicated in other states, particularly the states of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and West Bengal, thereby requiring an integrated approach and also to replicate Odisha's experience in using public health education as an effective tool to reach out to the remote populations. Given the emerging resistance to the treatment of this disease in countries like Myanmar, there is also a need for a coordinated approach between the countries in order to end the incidence of the disease. On that note, let's move on to the next issue, which is an editorial regarding the recent tragic death of an American in the North Sentinel Island in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This has led to a debate between convicting and punishing the tribals and integrating them into the modern society, both of which are misguided because Sentinelese are one of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups identified by the central government based on their primitive means of existence. The attempt made by the American man to contact these tribal groups is foolhardy and dangerous because no one is allowed to venture into the northern Sentinel Island without permission and elaborate precautions because these tribal community have lived in isolation and various degrees of protection are in place in order to safeguard them. Also, the Sentinelese have no immunity or resistance to even the commonest of infections, thereby requiring such higher degrees of protection. In this regard, the government follows an hands-off policy to ensure that no poachers enter the island, and also there is a protocol of circumnavigating the island as well as a buffer has been maintained so that this community is not disturbed. Given this background and the fact that the 2011 census has recorded a population number of just 15 of this tribal community, the American has knowingly broke the law, which have led to the misguided debates of punishing the tribals for his misadventure. This is a very important topic, particularly for those who have anthropology as an optional, and from the general studies perspective, please go through the criteria for the classification of particularly vulnerable tribal groups. On that note, I'm wrapping up today's news analysis. Do like, share, and comment to support this initiative. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.